Nice.
Tiny hoops are fun to fly indoors, and some days back I along with my friend Rick was having a discussion if we could fly together the tiny hoop that he bought, the Air 65, inside a home location in a closed environment. And hence I invited him today to my home because today I had nothing to do and he was free as well, so he'll be arriving pretty quick. It's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, we're gonna do some fun rips, and also I'm gonna compare the DVR quality of my LS800D Box goggles as compared to his SKYZONE Skyo40 Pro goggles. The question is not which is better. Of course, it's not a fair comparison. The price difference is like 3 to 3.5 times. But the question is the recording of the LS800D Box goggles good enough? Having that said, hope you guys will enjoy this video. Let's get started. In our apartment, we're gonna head straight to my floor and then we'll see where we can fly tiny hoops. Let's go. So now we have Rick right here preparing his stuff. And this is the case that you 3D printed.
Right.
This is, I believe it's
PLA,
and this is TPU. And what infill did you print it in? 20%?
2 or 3%.
2 or 3%. It's extremely soft then. Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
If you just hold this against the light, then you can see the infill pattern and how much infill is there.
Well, kind of true. It's barely walls, so it's not much visible, but yeah, it gives some idea.
Right.
There's the charger.
And here we have the batteries. One
Right.
is batteries.
Right. So we'll be charging these up real quick. Are these in the storage vault or are these
No,
charged?
these are totally charged. I'm just putting it because once we use a single pack and then we'll just put it back in and then it will continue charging.
Makes
So that's
sense.
why I'm putting
Makes sense. I believe you should put the cells on charging after like 5 or 10 minutes of the flight to extend battery life, in my opinion.
That is not required because this is so small battery, like 1S and just 260 mAh, so it does not even get that hot. So you
No, I'm not talking about the hotness. The
technically-
kind of
right.
chemical exchange that happens within a battery
It should be
during
left-
getting charged.
It should be left for like 2 to 3, 5 minutes actually.
Right.
But no one actually.
Yeah, no
uses
one
that
actually does
for
it.
1S.
But for the chemical reaction that happens within it,
absolutely.
it should be
That's
done.
true. That's
Yeah, it makes sense. And we have this. I believe you have bought your SKYZONE
Yeah, I
Skyo4
have
Pro
both
goggles.
and
Right.
remote as well.
We are gonna do a quick test between the recording quality and basically the DVR recording of the LS800D and the SKYZONE goggles. So that will also be a content worth sharing, I believe. Just put in the battery in my other pocket so that it doesn't get tangled out. Because this is being air conditioned, I am not facing the overheating issue with this one. Lol. Alright, we're in acro mode and we'll go for the flight. Alright. We have technometer going on the screen. We also do have, just a minute.
We have an ad going on the laptop.
Yeah, but that was previously switched to DK FPV. Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god. Damn.
Lol.
Bro crashed.
Either the room is small
Yeah.
or...
You are not used to the power.
Yeah, I am not used to, that is the fact. I am not used to this setup. Alright. You have the PCF 8575 GPR expander on the screen.
Going to crash again.
Lol. कंटेंट रिकॉर्ड हो गया.
Nice.
Perfect. This was a good landing actually. So after flying with this SKYZONE Skyo40 Pro goggles, we are gonna fly with the LS800D Box goggles, and we're gonna check what kind of difference is there in terms of the DVR recording. Generally, this kind of goggles record DVR in a bit more higher quality. That is, it supports 60 FPS recording in DVR. But this has not got any specifications mentioned in the manufacturer's website. We're going to compare the DVR between the two and let's see which one is better. Of course, this will be better. The question is not which one is better. The question is this good enough? All right. So now we have the LS800D Box goggles, and Rick right there has the SKYZONE Skyo40 Pro goggles plugged into his head, and we're gonna see and compare the DVRs of both these goggles.
You have your Wi-Fi router turned on, right?
Right.
And it is working at
5.8 gigahertz because of the interference. Yeah.
That's why these white lines are coming on the screen. This is actually known as Wi-Fi lines in the FPV community.
Right.
This white.
The thing is, it is not coming in my goggles. Although it's coming in yours.
No, it is not coming anymore. I think something happened, like power reduced or something. It is not coming.
There are a lot of mechanisms which goes into designing protocols, like switching bands and something like that.
Yeah, right.
So
But the thing that happened, that is technically known as
Wi-Fi lines. Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. So just adjust the goggles a bit. Okay, and we'll go for the fire. Ready?
Ready.
I don't know. Somehow this feels way better than the SKYZONE goggles. Maybe because I'm habituated to this. That's why. This feels way better, at least for me.
Yeah, right. You are habituated with that one, right? So you will be more
Right.
comfortable flying that. So I guess your DVR is also being recorded.
Yeah, my DVR is being recorded and I just got distracted. Alright, not a big issue.
Right, yeah, you have way more control on this one using an LS800. Yeah, I can feel your control on this one.
हाँ jinx कर दिया lol. It was fun. No, there is a thing, like we have a dominant hand.
Yeah.
I have a dominant side, which is purely because of a bad and malpractice during my FPV sessions on simulator. When I turn towards the left, I am far more confident as compared to when I turn towards the right.
Okay.
So I was continuously turning towards the left.
Yeah, right.
As soon as I started turning towards the right, I failed. After going through the DVR recordings, here are the few key differences that I could find out between the two. Number one, colors and contrast. The colors seemed a bit more natural and pleasing to the eyes in the case of SKYZONE Skyo40 Pro goggles, but in the case of LS800D Box goggle, it seemed a bit artificial and a bit oversaturated in my opinion. Although difference would not be noticeable if we were comparing only one of the recordings. However, because I was able to inspect both the recordings at once, I could see the difference. Next, we come to the aspect ratio of recording, which in theory should be same for both the devices. However, the recording of the SKYZONE goggle appeared to be stretched horizontally, and that of the LS800D Box goggles appeared as if it was compressed horizontally, leading to a bit of change in that aspect ratio of recording. Next, the SKYZONE Skyo4 goggle supports the 60 FPS DVR recording, which definitely made the DVR recording look a bit more smoother as compared to the LS800D Box goggle. But it's not that the recording recorded by the LS800D Box goggles was choppy or looked awkward to the eyes, something like that. Both the goggles looked equally good. It's just that the recording of the SKYZONE goggle looked a bit more smoother, and the difference would not have been noticeable if they wouldn't have been kept side by side. I believe both the goggles are a great bang for their buck, and you would be satisfied with either of them because it satisfies the criteria, the price criteria in which it is present. Next, I wanted to do something different, and I tried to perch on one of the ceiling fans blade because the TinyWhoop is insanely small, insanely light, and even if I mess up, there is hardly anything that could go wrong. So I tried to do that. Enjoy the clip. Rick, record this, okay? Are you recording?
Wait. No. Yeah, I'm recording.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let me just try. Failed. Attempt 1 failed. Aha.
Nice.
Perfect. We have successfully perched on the fan's blade, and now it's time to unperch this thing. Ready?
Right, ready.
And here we go.
Damn, bro, unperched really hard.
After that, I set out for my last flight, and this time I covered both my rooms. So let's check it out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, that is me. That is also me, mini me. And yeah, let's move on to the next room, that is this one. This is my working area. I have my quads, my robots, everything assembled right here, and of course the place to worship the god. And here is my computer desk where I just perched. That is a Hot Wheels McLaren, and this is a Tesla. That is my FlySky radio, which I used to use before with my 10-inch drone. That is also in this room. Let me just show you guys. So this is the 10-inch drone that I was talking about, made with golden motors. And that is my 5-inch. That is my 5-inch quad. It says low battery warning. So I'll try to return right now. Rick, please open the door. Perfect. So now the flight is done, and we are gonna put all these components into their place inside the protective casing. And yeah, after assembling all the things, we'll be pretty much done for the day. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for more such content like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.